What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the JDW SportsTalkShow, where fans welcome. In today's episode, we're gonna be doing Hot Take Tuesday. It's Hot Take Tuesday. This is episode 4, so I got some more hot takes from my Discord. So if you want your hot takes to be in future videos, join that Discord, and every Monday I'll ask for your hot takes, and then I'll make the videos. So let's get into it. So Gold has the first hot take. So Gold 4307 says Giants gonna sweep Washington and Philly this year. Um, I think this is piping. I'm going to give this piping right off the rip because I think Washington is a really bad matchup for the Giants. Um, I'm not saying that the Giants are significantly worse. It's just the matchup that does not favor the Giants at all. It really favors the Washington football team, in my opinion, and I'm starting to become a matchup guy. That's how I'm gonna kind of be predicting games a little bit. I'm kind of that's where I've been going, but the Washington football team defensive line is, pretty darn good. One of the best in the league, if not the best in the league. That Giants offense line is going to struggle versus it. Saquon's not going to have much room to run. Daniel Jones might not have a lot of time. Receivers will probably get, open a little bit if Daniel Jones can play some small ball and take the ball slowly down the field, maybe and keep those long, sustainable drives going. Then maybe they have a chance, and then Philly, um, I think Philly's going to catch one on the Giants this year. I have Philly taking one on the Giants because, that Philly defensive line, kind of similar to the Washington football team, but the Washington football team is much more complete. They have much better corners, safeties, linebackers, and I also think that the offense is much better. I think they have I think they have more proven weapons. I just think they have more better team all around than Philly. But the thing is, with Philly is, their defense line is pretty darn good. And they're going to win games just because of that. But the teams that have pretty good offensive lines are going to struggle. The teams that have pretty good offensive lines are gonna do very well for themselves versus Philly. Um, outside of that, Philly doesn't have much, but that pass rush is going to get to Daniel Jones one of those games, I believe. So, man, I'm giving that piping. I'm giving that piping hot, like red hot, white hot, I guess you could say. But I think that one's piping hot. And then our next hot take is from Fishmaster21, and he says the Rams are going to win their division. I'm gonna give this one a warm. I think the Rams are gonna win that division. Matthew Stafford. The defense is really darn good. The offensive line is iffy at times. Could be a little better. And you could go all over, and you could go back and forth with this team. I think that the Rams are going to win that division. I think they're more complete than the Niners, than the Hawks, and the Cardinals. I think they're more complete than all those teams. I think more talented than all those teams. It may take a few weeks for Matthew Stafford to get going with the new offense, with the new wide receivers, the new system. But once he does, watch out, man. But something that a lot of people are not talking about, 'cause it's kind of obvious, but don't forget that Brandon Staley left. Don't forget that because he was a huge part in how good that defense was. Huge part. So I'm gonna give this one more. I think the Rams are the most complete team in that division, so taking that. And then we have Ballby15 from the Discord. His hot take is Rams about to win the Super Bowl. I'm gonna give this one hot. Just because it's gonna be really difficult to get past the Bucks. Yeah, I think the Bucks are probably gonna go to the NFC Championship. It's the most balanced team in the NFL, I think. And then they have Tom Brady, so they have a great leader, a great team around him. It's going to be difficult for them to get past Tampa Bay. Don't forget their defense might take a little bit of a step back. And, I'm not a huge fan of that offensive line, if you ask me. Andrew Whitworth is definitely getting older. And the rest of that offensive line is just, I don't think it's that good. It's average, maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna give that one a hot. I'm gonna give that one a hot. I don't think they got to get better in the trenches outside of Aaron Donald. Man, it's gonna be tough. Their linebackers aren't the greatest either. Um, Corners are pretty darn good. Their safeties are decent. Loss of John Johnson's gonna suck. Troy Hill. So winning the Super Bowl, I think that's gonna be very difficult. But at the same time, it's difficult every year for any other team. But at the same time, you know, they have a really good running back. But if the offensive line isn't consistent, then the running back may struggle as well. So you go back and forth on this one as well. But I'm gonna give this one a hot. Silver Sabs. Next hot take, he says the Bears' new defensive coordinator will help the Bears with their hard schedule, bringing them close or to the playoffs. So, if you guys didn't know, I'm actually quite high on the Bears. I don't know why. I mean, I don't think their schedule is that hard. I think their schedule has a lot of really good matchups for them. And I think that's going to be a big thing. I think a lot of those matchups are going to be the reason why the Bears have a pretty decent season. I was predicting 8 to 11 wins for the Bears. I'm gonna have to drop my Bears pick again because my Bears picks again because I deleted it by accident. So keep an eye out for that. But um, I think that Bears defense is starting to um go on a decline. Um, yeah, I know you Bears fans aren't gonna want to hear this, but I think that defense is on the decline a little bit. Um, yeah, the new defensive coordinator and such. I just think it's on the decline. They're losing some players. They're putting a lot on Jalen Johnson to be the starter, which he was a really good corner last year, but they're putting a lot on him right now. Khalil Mack, Hicks, I really do like the defense line as always. It's really good. Linebackers are pretty good. Eh. Their tight end is good. The receivers, eh. The running back, I really like the running back. Offensive line is okay. But I really think that this Bears team is going to want to just pound the ball. Get used to seeing an old style football season from the Bears and them do pretty darn good at it too. So don't expect a crazy ton passing because Justin Fields has a lot of really good running abilities too. Not just his arm, but he does have to get better at processing the field. He does have to, be able to scan the field a little better. But nonetheless, you know, Andy Dalton. I think Andy Dalton is going to start week 1. I'm pretty sure that he's going to start week 1. But maybe week 3, 4, Fields comes in and you know I think he does pretty well. So I'm gonna give this one. I think the main part of this one is the Bears' new defensive corner will help the Bears with the hard schedule, of course. Bringing them closer to the playoffs, closer to the playoffs. So I think that the Bears can make the playoffs, definitely. But they're gonna have some competition with the Minnesota Vikings and the rest of the NFC West division and even the rest of the conference. I don't think they're going to win the division. I think Aaron Rodgers is going to play. I think all that drama stuff is BS. I don't think any of it is real. A lot of the stuff that they have said about Aaron Rodgers in quotes has never actually been said by Aaron Rodgers himself. So I think it's all BS. Um, I think it's just BS, man. I don't think that I think that Aaron Rodgers is going to stay. I I think he's going to stay. I think he's going to play at least this next year with Green Bay. I mean, maybe he is mad at them, but I've never seen a report that has been definite. It's all been in quotes. It has not. I've never seen him physically or actually say that he doesn't want to be in Green Bay. Never said it. Never said it. That's the funny thing about this. He never ever even said it. So let's get on to the last hot take here. And Balby15 with another hot take. He has Bears about to pick top 10 and us Giants get it. Hey man, the Bears picking top 10 I think is um Bears fans will definitely not be happy. But I think Andy Dalton is pretty good quarterback. I think he's better than some people think. Um, but if the Bears are top 10 in picking, um, it's obviously going to be a disaster this season. I don't think they're going to be top 10. If they're top 10, there's going to be a new coach and a new GM next year. That's for darn sure. Yeah, Justin Fields got the ability. We just got to see him put it together, which I don't know if he could, honestly. There's definitely some flaws in Fields' game. My biggest one is one that is the most difficult to fix when you get to the NFL, and that is processing the field. And if he doesn't speed up his processing, then Fields is not going to be a great NFL quarterback. He may be okay. He may be good, very athletic, accurate, a nice arm. But if he can't process that field fast enough, then he might not be in the NFL very long. And that's just how it is when you struggle to process at times. And the system that he ran out at Ohio State was a one read RPO system a lot of times. So we'll see how he transitions. But oh yeah, I forgot to give the Bears one. The Bears to the playoffs. My fault. But so I'll give these both here at the end at the same time. So Silver Sabs, I'm gonna give bringing them close or to the playoffs. I'm gonna say close is warm. Definitely think they're gonna get to the playoffs. I'm gonna go to the hot side a little bit for the playoffs just because of how competitive the NFC is more than some people think. But yeah, and then Balby's last one, Bears about to pick top 10. I'm gonna give that a hot take as well. I think that this Bears team is better than pick top 10. And yeah, the Giants do get that pick, so that'd be something. Justin Fields or whatever doesn't turn out, they're not even gonna have themselves a first round pick. The new coach and the new GM is gonna be left in a pretty darn terrible spot. Okay, that's it for today's video. I thank you guys for tuning into the JDW Sports Talk Show. I hope you enjoyed this Tuesday's episode of Hot Take Tuesday. And as always, I will catch you guys next time. Bada boom, bada boom.